Ultimate ClickUp tutorial for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys everything that you need to know about ClickUp. So what exactly is ClickUp? ClickUp is a all-in-one tool that can be used for project management, knowledge management, conversations, and so much more. ClickUp not only provides you a space for project management, but you can do functions such as operations, HR, marketing, IT, sales, and product development all on their one application. The best part about using ClickUp is that it is integratable with other applications. So if you are someone that does want to use some of their own primary applications, you can use them in the form of plugin. And one other really amazing part about using ClickUp is that it is available completely for free. Now, ClickUp does have its own premium plans, which we will be discussing at the end of this video. But for a basic plan on ClickUp, you don't have to pay. They will always have their free plan as advertised. So let's get started. To get started on ClickUp, simply head on over to clickup.com and then click on sign up. Once you click on sign up over here, you can proceed with your sign up on ClickUp. Now, when you're signing up on ClickUp, you will see that all you require is your email address. And I'm going to show you guys how you can sign up. So we're going to log on and create a brand new account. We're going to click on sign up over here and we're going to name our account Midge Maisel. And then after that, we're going to enter our email address. So the Midge Maisel. And then we're going to create a brand new password for our account and then click on play with ClickUp. Once you do that, you will receive a verification email. So you're going to open up your mailbox and you're going to verify that this is your email that you are using on ClickUp. So we have received our ClickUp verification code and we can just click on go to verify and this will verify that this email in fact does belong to us. Now, once we've done that, we can move on towards our next step, which is going to be our basic onboarding. So you can answer a couple of questions on what type of functions are you going to be performing on ClickUp. And we're just going to be adding that. We can invite people into our workspace as well. So for example, if I have a team member that I'm working with, I'm just going to invite them over here and then click on invite. After that, you can import any other tool that you are already using for project management. So if you're using Notion, Google Drive, Slack, you can add those in the form of a plugin. Currently, we're not, so we're just going to click on next, and then we're going to name our first workspace. Now, usually this is going to be the name of your workspace, but the way that I like to structure this is I like to leave this as my default workspace, and then I can build a separate workspace for my business. But for today's video, we're only going to build our business workspace, so we're just going to name it. Let's say our business is going to be called Midge Maisel. So let's say it's Midge Maisel Clothing or something, and we're going to click on finish over here. Once we do that, we can proceed on to our next step. So this is what your ClickUp dashboard is going to look like. They have this onboarding, which we are going to close up, and currently our workspace is being set up. You guys can see on the top left, you have your Midge Maisel Free Forever 2 members. Then you have your settings, upgrades, and user management. You have a template center, custom field manager, and automation manager. I'm going to go into settings over here and you can skin ClickUp with your own colors as well. This is an enterprise feature. Then you have your spaces and security and permissions. Below that, you have trash, imports, task types, and then we're going to go into my settings. Then we have workspace settings, as well as notifications and more. Now, for us, and yeah, I'm just going to go back into our dashboard and click on home. Now, whenever you're using ClickUp, you will see on your top right, you have a quick shortcut to get started and log on to your profile. You can pin your tasks, calendar, track time, notepad, reminder, chat, new docs, whiteboard, people, and dashboard. So if you want quick access to anything, you can use it from here. Now within ClickUp, if I have this workspace called Midge Maisel and I build a brand new workspace, then those two workspaces are going to be completely segregated. I cannot share data from one workspace onto the other. So ClickUp does ensure that you're able to transfer data within only one workspace. Now within a workspace, you're going to have your home tab and everything within that space is going to be under the spaces section. So under your spaces section, you guys can see by default, it has built this all tasks section. And below that, there's a team space. I'm going to delete that because these are just templates that they created for us. So within that, we can click on the plus icon and represent different spaces for different functions of our business. Let's say this is going to be for marketing. And then I can choose to make this private so only invited members can have access to this. And then I'm going to click on use templates. I'm going to search for a marketing template. Once we do that, we can choose one of the templates: team operations, marketing teams. Let's say we want to go with social media marketing, and I'm going to use this template, and you can use this space template. You can customize the import items and choose a space name as well, but if I was to not use a template, I could just click on new space or create space and just name it marketing, click on continue, and then I can choose what type of workflow is going to be primary within the space. So whether it's starter, where we have the statuses, then we have these statuses for marketing, such as backlog, planning, in progress, ready to run, project management, and then product engineering. So we are going to be going with marketing teams, and this is a very simple template. We can go with starter as well and customize that to our own preference, but I'm going to go with marketing. And then within that, these are all the ClickUp applications or Click apps that are enabled. Remap, subtasks, due dates, custom fields, email and priority tags, multiple assignees, time estimates. I can click on show more. We have sprint points, dependency warnings, rescheduling dependencies, show status progress, as well as incomplete warnings. I'm going to click on done and click on create space. Now within spaces, you can build different lists. So I can build this list, and I'm going to rename this into team 1. Then I can add another team. So I can click on the plus icon, build another team, team 2. And I'm just segregating these based upon the 2 teams that are going to be working within that. Within those individual team lists, everything would be structured in the same way. Then I can build a separate space for finance, and I'm going to make this private, and I only want to share this with myself for now. And I can click on use templates. I'm going to search for a finance template, because financial templates, they can be very difficult to create on your own, because we're just doing this as a sample. So I am going to click on use template, and we're going to build a separate space, and within that space it will have its own lists. So we're going to wait, and our new space will be created. Sometimes you just need to refresh for your spaces to sync up. New space, use template, and just like that, our finance template has been added. Now you guys can see within this, we even have this document and hierarchies that are defined. This is basically a view for you, and it just defines everything for you. Then below that, you guys can see things have been categorized into different folders. So within my marketing section, if I have marketing for client A, I can rename this marketing for client A and then marketing for client B. I can add those as 2 delegated sections, and I can segregate them in the form of folders. So if I have 2 things that are related, I can click on over here and I can build a folder. I can click on these settings and add a folder. But for now, let's start building within our list. So within our list on top, we have the lists, boards, calendars, and then team. Now, within ClickUp, you can click on view, and then you can add different types of views. You can add different filters to views as well. Primarily, I really like the board view, so I'm going to click on the board view over here. Once we do that, we can see different statuses. So these are the statuses within our marketing tab. Let's say I have to add a status for redo, okay? Redo, and then the status for that is going to be defined in yellow. I'm going to click on save. I want this to be added for this particular list only. You can choose if you want to add the status for team 1 only or for the entire space of marketing. Because I want team 1 and team 2 to have the same spaces, to basically the same interface, I'm going to add it for the entire space and then click on save. Just like that, you can add your own statuses, and I'm going to click on this and I can move this like so. But if I want, I can resize it and then hold it to move as well. Now on the top right, you can automate the statuses, edit them as well, and you will have this plus icon to add a task directly into a certain status. Usually you're going to start adding tasks in the backlog. Let's say this is going to be to build a storyboard, and once I add a task, if I click on it, I can add more details. So ClickUp has their own Brain AI, which allows us to add more details. You can click on write a description, and after that, it's just going to write a description based upon the title. Create a visual outline, insert below. I'm just going to add that over here. And you can generate subtasks as well to build out your task. So if you want to break it down, you want individual things, you can see define the narrative, create a script, sketch the scenes, add details, review and revise the storyboard. And you can also find similar tasks. Then you can choose a start date and a due date. So I'm going to add a due date for this task. Let's say it's due in this many days, and I can add the assignee as well as the priority. I can choose the time estimate. Let's say it's going to take around 20 hours to do so, and I'm just going to add that. Then we can add a tag. Now, tags are really helpful when you're trying to define any value of a task or any type of categorization system you want to build. You can usually build that in the form of tags. Simply click on tags over here, and once you do, you can create your own. Let's say this is going to be for Katie Socks. Let's say that's a business. So I can just define the business that we are building this for. This is for Katie Socks. Then we have the time tracking. So the person that is doing the task can actually turn on this time tracker. And whenever they do, this timer will start and they can log the number of hours that they've worked on this. Then below that, we also have relationships. So we're going to talk more on that later. Below that, you can use a checklist. You can use a template for your checklist as well. And within your checklist, you can add any prerequisite for your task that needs to be completed or any prerequisite for the task to move on to a new status or for it to be approved. You can also go into attachments and upload any file that is related to your task. So from here, you can add all the details that you need, and then you can click on the top right to add it to your favorite, or you can just click on the star icon. You can also duplicate a task as well as minimize it like so. Now, if I add a secondary task, which is going to be to record, build a storyboard, or create or print tagline cards from storyboard idea. Now, this is going to inevitably be dependent on this task. Until this is completed, no one can print the tagline cards. So you're going to click on this and you're going to click on relationships. There are 4 types of relationships: linking, waiting on, blocking, linking documents, and then a custom relationship you can add. Let's say this is going to be a blocking task. So until someone approves the idea for the storyboard, I cannot do that. Or this could be waiting on a certain thing. So let's say this is going to be waiting on, and this is going to be completely waiting on building a storyboard. So until that task is completed, this cannot be started. And this is blocking that task. So blocking is the task that needs to be completed first, and then waiting on is the task that is going to be completed second. Now, after that, you also have a calendar view, which can help you in categorizing tasks really quickly. If you click on the unscheduled section on the right, this will pop up any of your tasks that are unscheduled within that particular list, and you can drag and drop them for a certain due date or due time, like so. And you can schedule tasks in a really easy way. This ensures that everyone has something to do, and this helps you a lot in workflow management because it's such a simple and easy to navigate visual platform. Now from here, we also have a team view that has been created, and we do need to upgrade to use team views. But if you want to build a board that is not going to have all of the planning backlog in progress ready for review, you can simply click on view, click on another Kanban view. Within that, we're going to filter out certain things. So let's say we only want the layout option. The layout options are fine, but I do not want certain statuses. So instead of statuses, I want them to be based upon assignees or priority. So I want everything that is urgent priority to be here, high, normal. It wouldn't define the scope, the grouping of the tasks. And you can set one thing as a default view. Personally, I really like this type of layout, so I can click on the settings, scroll down, and set this as a default view. You also have protected views, private views, pinned views, and auto saves. And if you want, you can add as many views as you want. So you have unlimited list views and Kanban views, calendar views as well. Now let's say for team 1, I have certain SOPs that I want to ensure that my team knows. I can click on doc on the right and add another document within the team space. and I will name this doc to be how to pitch your idea. And then I can click on write with AI. What can I help with your writing? Write a description. And then I'm just going to click on insert below. I'm just using AI text, but you can obviously refine this. The more detailed your prompt to your AI is going to be, the more accurate your text is going to be as well. And then I can add more views, and you guys can see this title is a bit long. So I can rename this into pitching or ideas, something along those lines. So you also have other views like maps, charts, team, mind map, whiteboards, workflows, timelines, activities, dashboards, and tables. These are especially helpful for different functions of teams. On the top right, you have autopilot agent. So if you click on over here, you guys can see you have different autopilot agents that have been created by ClickUp. There's a weekly report one, daily report one, team stand-up. Now this gives daily updates on key topics, decisions, and more. You also have the AI project manager that fills in your task priorities. You can also click on manage agents over here and click on new agent to create a brand new agent. These capabilities are super detailed, and I could go on about these for a really long time, but we're going to just go over some of the basics. So if I click on new agent here, you guys can see you can choose the location of your agent. So this is only going to be for team 1. Then you can choose what it's going to relate to. And whenever a new task is created, or whenever a task is updated, or whenever a status changes, you can define whenever something happens. So whenever a task is linked, and then I want to launch this agent and tell your agent what to do. So whenever a subtask or task is linked, then I want to notify the team or notify the blocked task owner. And from here, I can go down into the knowledge base. We can specify the agent your data may search. Then we have manage tasks and subtasks. We can add other tools as well. And I'm just going to click on create. And this is going to be the scope of this particular AI agent. So whenever a new task is created where it blocks, where it is waiting on another task, the person that is blocking the task, the person with the blocked task, is going to be notified. From here, we even have automate, where we can go beyond with automation. So we have all the basic automations like getting notifications, sending out emails, as well as progress templates and translations. But with the help of the Brain AI, we can auto-assign, auto-prioritize, and create AI fields. We can also analyze the sentiment expressed in the task's content and comments. These are all features that you're probably going to find in expensive paid AI tools, which have been integrated for free in ClickUp. Then if you just go directly into your AI tool on the top right, you will see if you want to connect applications, you can search ClickUp, you can search your workspace, you can generate images, create meeting notes, as well as create tasks, provide executive summaries, have project updates, as well as team updates, stand up, as well as brainstorm, create, and write. So you have all of these powerful functionalities all together. Now below that, you also have your calendar. This calendar is for your entire workspace, not just for individual teams or lists. Then below that, we have the Brain AI, a separate tab for that, and then your More section, which allows you to further integrate other applications. Now, if you want to further optimize your space, I'm going to show you guys a few templates that you can use. So I'm going to delete this workspace, and we're just going to call this Midge Maisel. And we're going to build a brand new workspace, and I'm going to show you guys how template workspaces work and how they have a lot of functionalities which you can customize on your own. So for this, we're going to go with this, and I'm done. Next, next, next. And once we've done that, we can move on into our next section, which is going to be to use a template. I'm going to close this up, and we're going to click on new space, click on use templates, and we have entire space template. So you can choose anything: personal use, project management, creative design. I'm going to search for project management, and you guys can see we have marketing, construction projects, legal project management, agile, scrum management, agile project management, SEO, software, and more. I want to use the agile one because it is really nice, and I personally have used this before. It has all the functionalities that you would want within your project management tool. So we're just going to wait for this to be loaded up, and And once it has, it's currently setting up our workspace. So we're just going to wait a couple of seconds for this to be loaded up, and then we can proceed. And this is why I love ClickUp so much, is that they have made everything so easy. Now, once everything is completed, we can understand our ClickUp hierarchy, we can proceed with our workflows, and we're just going to refresh to see our brand new workspace template that has probably now been loaded up on our screen. Now, from there, we can move on. And we are going to, our space has not been created for some reason. I'm just going to redo it. And we're going to search for Agile, Scrum Management, or Project Management. Yeah, we're going to use this one. I'm going to use this as it is. And on the left, it failed to load. So we're just going to have to wait. And this is our activity log. You guys can see your entire activity over here as well. So after waiting a couple of seconds, we are just going to, and depending on how heavy the template is, it might take longer. For some reason, it's taking longer than I had expected. So we're going to do this simultaneously with other templates as well. We can go with SEO project management, which is very similar to the Agile one, and everything is to be imported exactly as it is. We can build our own lists in the meanwhile. And I'm going to show you guys a basic project management list. So if I go into project over here, it's going to show me a list view. I'm going to go into board. We have a to-do section. Now, within ClickUp, this is another really important thing. Within ClickUp, statuses have a predefined value. So to-do is a list that is always going to be assigned to things that have not been started yet. If I click on add group and I go into, so you guys can see we are going to go back into our new project. And if I click on add group, let's say we want to add an in progress status. So I'm going to click on to do in progress. And once I do that, this is going to be only for this list only. And this new list is created. And you guys can see, because complete is a status that is defined within ClickUp as a closed status, things that are added in the complete section would be marked as closed items or tasks. Now, if I go into our SEO project management template, you guys can see within this, it is utilizing multiple different elements. So within folders, they have built different lists for keyword research, content reviews, action plans, on-page corrections. And you guys can see these have been marked with different filters. So tasks by client, the status board is just a simple board. Task by client is Real Scout, Market Guru, Buzz Market. Then we have a calendar view for things that need to be done. So this is going to give you ideas on how you can define your own project management tool as well. If you want to go ahead and use priority-based statuses, you can do that as well. This is your basic Kanban view, which is often pretty similar for most people. Then we have action plans, and in action plans, again, they're utilizing these three views. Now, within this, you guys can see you have SEO SOPs, like we created a blank document with, all the basics that our team should know, they have as well. And then the getting started guide is actually for the people that are using the template as well. Not only that, but you can define a certain logo element or emoji for each one of these lists you create. This just makes it visually more appealing. And ClickUp has a lot of visual appeal. Not only that, but if you click on colors and icons, you can define the color and icon you want to use for each individual space as well. Now, when you're building your space from scratch, it is far less overwhelming. You can click on view, you can add your own views as you go. But when you're using templates, you might want to delete some of the excess information or the excess elements that are present. Not only that, but if you go into your profile section from the top right, you go into your own personal profile, you can go into your own activity, you can go into the My Work section to just view things that are assigned to you. Things that are assigned to you, your things that you're doing, things you've done, to do, overdue, next, unscheduled, and then delegated. And then you have your own personal calendar view. This ensures that no one member has to go through the entire project management interface to only do their daily tasks. If someone only wants to view their own tasks and be done with it, they are easily able to do so using ClickUp. Now, moving forward, we can go on ahead and view some of the different pricings of ClickUp, and we are going to be discussing some of the differences between these price plans. So starting off with the free version, you have 100 MBs of storage. Now, if you are not working in a visual industry where you don't have to upload hundreds of visual elements that are going to be super heavy, then 100 MBs of storage is going to suffice for you. You have unlimited tasks, unlimited free plan members, as well as 2FA. You have collaborative docs, whiteboards, and everything view. Kanban boards, sprint management, calendar view, custom field, manager basics. You also have in-app video recording, 24/7 support, and one form. However, with the unlimited plan, which is $7 per user, you get unlimited storage, unlimited integrations, unlimited dashboards, guests with permissions. This is especially helpful if you have consultancies, if you have a business where you are going to be adding different people that you don't want full access to, that you don't want them to have full access to your business team space, then you can add guests with permissions, unlimited Gantt charts, custom fields, email and ClickUp, column calculations, as well as chat messages, agile reporting with AI compatibility. You have their business plan at $12 per user, which is best for mid-sized businesses. Now, within this particular plan, you're going to find custom reporting, advanced automations, time tracking that is far advanced, can actually be used for payroll as well. You have granular time estimates, timesheets, timelines, and mind maps, and workload management. So personally, I do think even the free plan of ClickUp has a lot of value that it provides. But if you're looking to upgrade to any project management tool, ClickUp is going to give you the best value. The best part about ClickUp is that it's able to do many different things, but all of them are done very nicely. I couldn't say that ClickUp does anything that is not useful or not helpful. It's able to do everything in a decent manner where it's going to work for you. So if you are looking to get started with ClickUp, I definitely would say it's an amazing tool that is intuitive to use and can be used for small to large businesses altogether. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.